30 class. Let's see what Brandon Haas has got for the rest of the Vet 30 class. As a gate is down, and here we go, Moto number 2 for the Vet 30 Plus.
The big number 1 right there in the mix, the number 11.
He's pushed to the outside.
It's not Kyle Chisholm, it is Brandon Haas out of South Carolina. Haas trying to go 1-1.
Yeah, picking up where he left off right there, so.
Oh, I love to see that.
Kevin Kosat had his eyes on a KX 500.
All the old guys, anytime one of those shows up, oh, look at that.
Heck yeah.
Oh, there's 500.
Oh.
The number 1 of, is that Brock Peterson?
That's right.
All the way to the other side of the planet. Yeah, those are the deepest ruts in the industry here. But it is Brandon Haas, Club MX owner. Wow, if that's not a sales pitch right there, how to go fast. He is the coach, owner. Like I'll show you. I will go do it right now. Since you obviously can't do it, I will go win motos.
And let's see, what, he's 35? Yeah, 35. We got
what's that? Player coach. That's right, Bill.
Player coach.
Russell out there.
Like
Pete Rose.
Pete Rose.
The last couple guys to do it, right? Bill Russell, Pete Rose. Who else?
Pete Rose. LeBron James thinks he is.
He is.
I mean,
he's the GM.
He thinks he is.
He is the GM.
Really, he's a cancer on a team, but that's just my opinion.
Wow.
Can you tell I'm a 90s kid? No offense, Weege. Big Bulls fan here. Sorry, Weege.
No, I'm a big fan there, too.
A big LeBron guy.
Steph Curry. Well, when they do a 9-part series on LeBron, I'll get the respect that Jordan got. 9 hours of Jordan highlights. Gotta love it. Coming across the stripe, it's official. Brandon Haas is your leader. Hope somebody's keeping track, giving you some pit signals. One of the guys, one of the kids from Club MX, maybe one of the 7-year-old kids not busy doing something.
They said, you're doing well, boss.
Doing well.
You're +2 right now over Brock Peterson on the number 1 Honda. Matthew, the
Hogan
name,
Togler.
he's going to force us to say it.
Yeah, Hogan Togler. Why again? What is that guy's name? Matthew
Hogan
Hogan Togler. It runs out
goes
of space.
on.
Hogan Togler.
There's an E after the L. Maybe it's Hogan Togle. But yeah, it runs out.
It stops. We don't run out of room.
Yeah, it runs out there too. We don't know how it ends up.
That pit board must be huge. Just a dry erase board from Office Depot for that guy just to hold Hogan Togler's name on the top there as they put the stickers.
Jeff Loop. There's a strong moto name. You got a name like Loop as your last name.
Is one of the,
You're in the right place.
For a time, he was the tallest racer in all of professional motocross until the 7-foot giant has now taken over. Bryce Hammond, who is legit 7 foot tall. He's 6'6", sitting on the bike. I interviewed him at Mammoth, and I'm like, whoa, man. I said, how tall are you, 7 feet? He goes, yep, I am 7 foot. He's legit 7 foot.
My goodness.
True story. Jeff Luke's probably 6'8", power forward size. Yeah.
Powered forward size. I like that. Hey, off-road, we got Rick Smits, okay?
We had Rick 7'4".
7'4".
7 whatever. On a tiny vintage motorcycle, Rick Smits.
Yeah, the Dunking Dutchman, man.
If you remember who Rick Smits was, he played for the Pacers, right?
You're darn Pacers. Right. You're darn right. Yes. Yeah, there's another sore subject. Rick Smits, if you're watching back home, I'm your fellow Hoosier, man. I got your back. Come at me, Weege. Come on, give me some Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, you were Pacer proud.
There we go.
Pacer proud. It was just a layup, Patrick Ewing. It was just a layup.
I know the game.
It's just a layup, bro. It's all you had to do.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, I will say this about Rick Smits. I'm not even joking. I followed the guy on Facebook in the early days of Facebook, and one day I got a ding. I got a message from Rick Smits. I'm like, what?
What?
And he's like, hey, Jason, I know you follow motocross at Racer X. We have a young Dutch rider named Jeffrey Hurling. He's coming through the ranks.
No.
Yeah,
No.
The first time was
Rick Smits is the guy.
He was on the Jeffrey Hurling's tip.
Wow. He recognizes talent regardless of the
he's
sport.
Dutch, man. He's Dutch. He recognizes recognized game.
Whoa.
Yes. We have a young rider named Jeffrey Hurling's coming through.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got Steve Carnegie who found
Blake Baggett.
Blake Baggett, dude, there's a kid on a 65 again.
That's the first time I ever came here.
That's a true story.
Yeah.
Steve Carnegie, what was he?
Our old AMA manager.
Sports manager. He goes,
yep.
dude, there's a kid at Glen Helen on a Kia 65.
Blake Baggett.
Blake Baggett.
His name was Blake Baggett.
Blake Baggett. And if you everybody knows Steve from back in the day, and he did, dude, he was right.
Yeah, he called Blake Baggett. He did. And Blake Baggett was getting like,
dude,
Baggett was getting like 8th places in 8th place motos.
You got the key to Glen Helen. They let him ride there all the time. I don't know why. It sounded like Charles Barkley.
65, got a good start, like a Blake Baggett. Yeah, shout out. There's about a 2% chance Rick Smits is listening right now. He is a Moto guy.
Oh, for sure.
But he was the first person I ever heard mention Jeffrey Hurling's name. He's from the Netherlands. He respects.
Inside scoop there.
Yep. Yeah, good job. And then, Mikey, you were probably around. Smits actually ran full seasons of GNCC. Were you around in those days?
I was not around in those. I was just outside of that. Matter of fact, my first year GNCC, I knew Smits, he raced, rode.
Yeah.
I'm walking Ironman my rookie season at GNCC, and I'm like, man, who is the tall dude?
No way.
And, I'm like, oh, that's Rick. So his son, Derek, played basketball for Butler University.
Oh, wow.
Great kid. Also races, rides.
Awesome.
Knew him real well. He's a little bit younger than I am, but kind of knew him first. Then I'm like, what's your last name? Smits. I'm like, your dad's Rick, isn't he? He said, yes,
Derek
sir, it is.
Smits. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, really cool.
Yep. Yeah, it was pretty fun watching him ride. He's
and a vintage bike collection like no other.
That's about
really?
super
and
mini size. Like when you look at a vintage,
yeah, he would be super mini.
Those bikes are tiny now compared to a 250F, and Rick Smits was ginormous by any standard.
Yes, and racing.
Big guy on a little bike, and that was truly what that was.
This is almost a replay of the first Moto. This is the first Moto of the week here, right?
Top of the order.
Yeah.
Top of the order.
Top of the order.
Second time through the order here. You know, the guys have seen the fastball. They can adjust.
That's why they don't throw complete games anymore.
No.
Once you go through that order, they
the
start
average
picking,
drops here.
Brock Peterson was on the podium earlier in the week yesterday. Looking for that right now. And Hukentag and Loop are having a battle. There's big, tall Jeff Loop. That's what started us on this ridiculous 8-minute tangent.
I'm so sorry.
We literally took 4 laps off of announcing this just because Jeff Loop, their second rider entering the 10 Commandments, is about 6'8".
He inspired us. How about that?
Yes.
There you go. Thanks, Jeff
Glass
Loop.
half full.
The 6 degrees of
Jeff
Rick Smits, Jeff Loop, and Bryce Hammond.
Jesus.
He's 7-foot tall, Bryce Hammond.
So Loop's going for a podium here.
He's there.
On the 22 Yamaha.
Ooh. Knocking on the door of it.
Yep.
About a second back.
Gonna have to duck when he goes through that door if he makes the pass.
Daniel Jaramillo is 5th. Alex Forte 6th. Michael Mitchell 7th. Alex Woscob, he was on the podium earlier. That's who we're missing. He's 8th right now. Chad Wages, you know Chad, right?
I do.
Yep.
I
Chad Wages in 9th. That's the cool thing about these classes. These guys, we go way back with a lot of them. They've been at the ranch many, many times. A lot of them in their amateur days, and they come back for Vet 30. Alex Hildebrand is top 10. And we'll bring you that top 10 rundown. Your friends at Thor and Parts Unlimited. We go back to the battle. The 5 is Matthew Hugentag.
That's where we're going to stop.
Trying to get him.
There
Sorry,
you go.
Matthew. We don't have enough of your name. Is that it? Hugentagler?
Hugentagler.
Toggler.
Racer TV. We got to look at both monitors.
Okay.
Here. Look at our ticker.
It spanned all the way across from this monitor into that monitor.
Well, look at the W on the Kawasaki
is out into the
oh my God.
is on the track right now. Okay,
that is an obstacle on the racetrack. The W from Kawasaki on our graphic here on Racer TV. Everybody here at the ranch has no idea what we're talking about. But
yes.
On screen, you know what we're saying here. To the masses watching worldwide, we are watching Jeff Loop on his Yamaha try to track down. So his mechanic as tall as him, he can hang that board good 15 feet out in the middle of the track. Give the old
the long
good
arm.
light.
Yeah. Looks like the arm at an IndyCar or NASCAR race for the pit.
Coming in for box.
He's going to watch out with the peristyle when we have the big giant finish line banner.
That was Donnie Banks.
On that.
Speaking of Donnie Banks, he's here.
He is the finish line banner?
Donnie is the
They
finish
just go
line.
under his legs.
Donald Eugene Banks. He used to be the Maxxis Tire arch. They had the big blow-up arch.
Yes.
And we would say that was Donnie Banks because he was so tall. He would just stand in the track. They would paint Maxxis. That's actually Donnie's leg.
Yeah, now we just put the Monster Energy logos on his legs.
On his legs.
And he stands over the finish line all week long. That's the finish line stationing. Yep.
There you go. He's here. Still here.
He put 2 giant Monster cans on his legs and a banner on his shorts, and that's our finish line.
It's Donnie Banks. He's made it back to the ranch.
Woo! Airing it out there is Loop.
Wow, don't loop out.
Going for it. He's trying to close that gap. He has a little bit now. I'd say it's about half of the distance that it was on Hugentagel.
Finished 10th did Jeff Loop in that first moto here. So
Take that.
All he has to do is lean forward. If that transponder's on his visor, he can lean forward.
Oh,
from
yeah.
forward
Edge it
and
out
get
at
third.
the finish.
Just like they do in track and field. You know what I mean? Arms behind him.
We had that. Remember we had the tie moto with Jet Lawrence and Swole. Swole. We had an absolute tie. Mikey, this is
zeros across
2019, I think.
B
yeah,
class?
the zero. Yeah, all the way down to the thousandth was the same. They came
Holy
across, finished,
smokes.
and they're
And we had to go downstairs to where they have expands the score.
They
further.
claim they had the 10,000th of a second. That's what
yes,
they said.
and that's how they settled it. Up
Yeah.
here, we were zeros.
You know
across
what?
the
I
board.
say we settle it in a good old-fashioned American foot
Fist
race.
fight.
There we go.
Or fist fight.
Right,
That's fine, too.
a foot
Fight
race.
on the starting line.
A fist fight.
Yes,
Yep.
West
And
Kane.
we'll
We
judge it.
come to fisticuffs.
Yeah. They gave it to Swole. Swole won the Moto. And honestly, I think Jet Lawrence, that might have made the difference. It was so close between them that year, obviously. So Jet Lawrence didn't get a title the one year he was here because one Moto ended a tie. I think they went 1-2, 2-1 situation.
Right.
And that was all the difference. So that was the closest finish I've ever seen.
Wow, we'll talk about that 10 years from now whenever they're about to retire. And
It was cool. The next year in the pandemic, we didn't have any racing. You were doing those behind the bars shows. Were you doing some of those?
Yeah,
So we
did some
did
of
one
those.
with them, Swole and Lawrence, a year later, talking to both of them about it. And it was hilarious because at that point, for whatever reason, they were riding at the same facility.
Right.
They were like, we interviewed them in the afternoon randomly, and they're like both at the same facility. They're like 5 feet apart. Like, oh yeah, we just finished a Moto together today. And I'm like,
course.
it's crazy.
It
We're
worked
interviewing
out.
you guys about the closest Moto in Loretta's history, and you also were riding together today.
Of course, they were 6 feet apart, I'm sure.
They finished.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure,
of
yes,
course,
yes.
for
2020.
Yeah. Swole was on a swivel chair, and I was just like, dude, get control of that thing. The
Sit
whole Moto,
still,
he's
like-
swiveling
Kind of like Kevin Kelly and I are doing right now.
Can't stop with that swivel. Brandon Haas has this thing tucked away. Still 8 minutes to go. Still watching Hugentoggle on your screen. And Loop. Woscob. Woscob's on the move here.
Yeah, Woscob coming into this one. I think he finished second in Moto
Yep.
1. So
he
it's
was
good
9th
five.
earlier, but look at this now, Mikey.
Yeah, chipping, man.
Now he's 5th.
Yeah, he's got those 2-minute lap times, dude. He's quicker than obviously the guys in front of him. He's got a shot at a podium here. Here
Yeah.
he comes into the shot. Great job here by the Racer X crew. Here he comes. Woscob on the number 19 machine is on the move. He's going to catch up with that duo in front of him.
It's one of Jeff Cernick's boys, Pennsylvania native, starting to close in from 5th. He has had to do some serious work. Now, with the second gate pick going into this Moto, I'm not sure why the start went so badly, but you can see he's hanging it out. So let's see if he can go after Loop and Hugentoggle.
Perfect, Dugan.
Drivers wanted.
There it is.
Yep.
Double-double here for our 5th place rider, Woscob, on the move. Up and over that tunnel jump. Yeah, he was, let's see, a couple of seconds faster than Loop, or a second some change there anyway, and 2 seconds faster than Hugentogler. Yeah, we're going to have a race here by Moto's End. This is lap number 6.
Oh, wait, Loop's going for the pass.
There it is. Finally. That high leg kick. Really hard to get those big 6'8" legs up there. Hugentogler's not a small guy either, dude. I bet pound for pound he is 6'4". He's huge.
Big dude.
Wow, we got to get those guys side by side. A couple of tight ends out there battling it out.
Loop's sending it now. Gets around him, got some open track.
There's
Trying to
Woscob
create
in the
some-
shot too. He's right
Oh,
behind
yeah,
him.
Woscob's coming for him. We had the camera on Woscob there for a minute. Looked like he was the only one on the track, but he's slowly inching into the camera shot with these
There it
guys.
So there is Luke coming into Storyland. Then he's got Hugentogler right behind him, and then Woscob. So that is 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Or excuse me, no, that's 3rd, 4th, 5th. Yep, that's right.
Woscob here in the 19. Kawasaki starting to close the gap. Hey, shout out to our buddy Brock Glover, just shooting us a message. He's been watching at home, keeping us on our toes.
Hey, shout out.
He's got to be happy. A lot of Dunlop tires hooking up on the podium. A
all of
lot
them.
of Dunlop tires hooking up. They got the new
All of them.
MX-14.
And kudos to Brock. I know you and I talked about it. I enjoyed his
Yeah,
commentary.
you're a legit fan of the shows.
Because
unsolicited. I didn't ask
unsolicited.
your opinion. You just gave it to me.
100%.
Yep.
David Bailey was my all-time favorite,
Yep.
and he is shades of David Bailey. He's that good. So that's a huge compliment, Brock. Well done, man. Enjoyed listening to your thoughts. You're in and out quick. Boom. Major points.
Was this because, so Brock did a great job on our Lucas Oil Pro Motocross TV shows. Used to battle. Oh, here's Woscob. He's got Hugentog.
Just like that.
So Hugentog has been pushed from 3rd to 5th. Woscob's not done. He wants to go after Luke and get that 3rd place spot with about 5 minutes left in the Moto. Man, Woscob's got some work to do.
He's doing work. He's heading into the billboards, and it's directly in front of you.
Yeah, so the 19 of Woscob, backed by AM Gear and Motorsport and PR2 and 139 Designs. Hey, shout out to Garrett Edmiston, as Rodney likes to call him, the Sandman. He is running the number 27, and that is in honor of Jeremy Shuttleworth, the rider who we lost in this race last year in a big-time crash. And Shuttleworth, I remember him the first time I came to Loretta's having an incredible battle. I think it was for the 4-stroke title. And he came back to racing last year, and unfortunately that was tragic that we lost him. So Edmiston is running the number 27.
That's classy.
Yeah, in his honor. So shout out to Garrett for doing that. Garrett's been around at the ranch himself a long, long time, a former GNCC front runner as well, out of Florida, and representing his fellow Floridian, Jeremy Shuttleworth. This was the class, I believe, that Shuttleworth was in last year. So that's really cool of Garrett to do that, run that 27 in his honor.
2-lap board is out.
All right.
Woscob is on the hunt now. Jeff Loop, you
Uh-oh.
have got company, my friend. Jeff Loop on the blue Yamaha there in the beach, just having fun. Here comes Woscob about to steal his ball. Look at that, Jason Wygant.
Well, Luke, he's a rim protector. He's tall.
Yep, gonna force you out to the perimeter.
Yep, but Woscob's going to have to try to, get him one-on-one and use his
ISO.
quickness on the perimeter.
ISO Woscob, not Joe Johnson, but
Yep.
ISO Woscob.
They switch. They set this up. They ran the pick. They got a switch. He's got the man he wants.
That's who he wants. There it is. That's the matchup they want.
The matchup they want. Exploit
Man to
that
man at the top of the key.
mismatch.
Exploit him. He's quicker. He'll blow right by him just like he always does. White flag should come out this time as the basketball, football, baseball references. If we knew lacrosse, we'd throw that out there as well. I don't know anything about lacrosse. White flag, one more lap to go here as Woscob is working on Jeff Loop, and he might just do it right here going into the billboards. I think he just shocked Loop. Can he stick the pass? And Loop is just in awe, like what just happened? Woscob just flew right past him, and he will jump into the number 3 spot. Heck of a last lap here for the plus 30 rider. The number 15 of Woscob has made the pass. Go for it.
All right, as things getting settled in here for our Vet 30 Plus Moto 2, got one of the men here from our United States Air Force that is with us here this week. You guys have a really, really cool little VR program going on down there. First and foremost, tell us about who you are and tell us about what you guys got going on.
So my name is Staff Sergeant Matthew Sluter. I am a Air Force Special Warfare recruiter for the Nashville area. I cover a huge area, and Loretta Lynn's is actually one of my areas. So I'm out here supporting the asset that's providing these guys, virtual reality experience and giving away some cool stuff.
No doubt. You brought us some of that cool stuff. We're grateful for that. Thank you so much. You guys, this VR thing you got going on, I know we had a flyer on it somewhere earlier. We know about it, but tell the folks out there who haven't been there, first and foremost, it's in the air conditioning, but second, it's pretty dang cool.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So it's basically performing a special warfare mission. So you're simulating being in a convoy and you get ambushed, so you have to defend your position, and you have a medevac that comes in, so you have to defend that as well, and then you basically wait for air assets to come in and give you a little bit of a hand.
The thing I like about it, there were some keywords in there for the flyer that talks about things that we are aware of racing, being cognizant of your surroundings, keeping your head on a swivel, figuratively, literally, being able to adapt. That falls right in line with what you guys have to do.
Absolutely does, yeah. The motocross world really blends in well with special warfare because you have to have a tough mentality, true grit and whatnot to fall down, to get back up and get back after it. And if you're not performing where you want to be, put in the time and effort to get better and get to where you want to be. The same thing for our special warfare airmen. You got to keep on putting in that work and getting after it.
So, all right, tell us where you guys are located.
So we're over here located by the Twisted Tea Suzuki team, over here on the main drag with the other vendors. You'll be looking for a dark blue in color trailer, and you'll have some nice people in Air Force shirts to go ahead and get you signed into the asset, so you go out there and have some fun, play some games.
Have some fun. Hey, thanks a lot. We greatly appreciate it. There you go. Our United States Air Force coming up here representing, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate your partnership, and thank you for having me out here.
All right, thank you. Head on down there. Go see them. You think you're good? You think you got what it takes? You think you're going to handle that VR? Keep your head on a swivel out there. Handle the situation. Go prove it. I like it, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you coming in. All right, head down there. Get yourselves hooked up. On the track right now, our Vet 30 Plus. Hey, feel free to hang out, grab yourself a Monster, whatever you need. Vet 30 Plus, Brandon Haas. Doing it for Club MX out there. 9 laps into it, enjoying a 10-second lead over the number 1 Honda, Brock Peterson. Alex Woscob, as you guys mentioned a moment ago, has worked up into that final podium position with the bronze, but that will likely be it for him. 22 seconds back from Brock Peterson right now. Jeff Loop in that number 4 spot, and Matthew Hogentogler rounding out your top 5. There it is. Checkered flag goes bang, and Brandon Haas is on his way to talk with Jason Weigand, and
this race today in honor of Jeremy Shuttleworth, who unfortunately left us a little too soon, and an avid racer and race fan all alike, just like many of us here, and we remember him today here as we open up this second moto in the Vet B, or the Vet 30 Plus class. Well, the number 11 machine of Brandon Haas taking the Moto 2 win. And again, a great result to back that up with. Of course, unfortunately, a 35th. Wait a minute, looking at the wrong results here, but there it is. Brandon Haas, the 11, a first place position finish. So a 1-1 situation for that rider. And Brock Peterson looking at a 3-2.
No rest of the weary down here. I'm bringing him up. Are you ready, Kevin? All right. Well, he's doing it all. Now he can even teach the kids down there at the club some lessons on starts, because this time he got the Stasic Whole Shot Award, and for that he wins his 2nd gold medal of the week. Let's hear it for Brandon Haas. All right, crushing it so far this week. We talked about it in your first moto that I think people would assume you're riding 7 days a week because you own Club MX, but it's not quite like that.
No, I've been on the same bike for a year and a half probably. Yep. Maybe it's got 25 hours on it, but most of that came within the last month, so it's all good.
Yeah. Are you out there with the boys? Are you out there with Alex Martin and the rest?
I'm on the same track as them, yes. Okay. But other than that, no, they're 4 or 5 seconds a lap on me. It's harder training that club than it is racing here, to be honest with you.
Okay, that's what they pay you for. That's why they want that. How's it going so far? I mean, do you expect this level right now? Did you come in thinking title or bust, or do you just want to have a good time?
30 plus, I did have my sights set on a title. I didn't want to be overconfident, but I did feel like my starts were good, and I felt like that would carry me over. So. Yeah, I had expectations. Plus 25, realistically, I wanted to be top 10. First moto, I got 7th, I think, but I had a crash. So I want to just progress slowly in that class, but those dudes are on a whole nother level than me, so I'm content where I'm at.
Awesome. All right, who do you want to thank, Brandon?
The whole crew at Club MX, the race team, club race team as well, FXR, Muck-Off, Yamaha. Man, the list goes on. I'm super fortunate to be in the position I am to chase my dreams in moto. I mean, this is probably the least of my worries in regards to Club MX or a race team. That's my passion. But it is cool to get fit again, eat a little healthier, and have a little motivation to do right when you're traveling on the road, because it's hard to stay on top of your game when you're traveling Thursday through Sunday and trying to build this program up. But super blessed, thankful. The whole race team is like the dream come true, to be honest with you. So that's really, for me, what it's all about.
Yeah, this is just a little fun side project, but he's doing really well. Let's hear it for him, Brandon Haas. You know, the one team I figure that's dialed on the marketing side, and he doesn't even wear the hat. He leaves it on the bike, yeah. Mike, you shouldn't even have bothered coming here. Let's get Brock Peterson on up. This is a guy we've talked to on the podium quite a bit through the years at Loretta's, including last year winning this title. Keeps himself in contention for it. He's got double podiums so far. He knows the drill. Anything can happen in Moto number 3. Let's hear it for Brock Peterson. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, so they each got one now. That's awesome. They each got a Moto medal now, right?
Yeah, I gotta get one more and I'll wear that one.
Okay, there we go. How'd that Moto go for you?
I was a little bummed on the start. I was so close. Brandon, he got me on the start. Other than that, I stayed with him the whole moto to the last 3 laps, 4 laps, whatever, and I just got tired. It's brutal. I haven't had this weather at all in Ohio, so it's a little different.
Yes, that's right. Loretta's will bite you. Who do you want to thank?
I forgot to thank Chris McMillan. He's always here every year. Get my starts dialed in. I get starts a good start every moto, thanks to him. My wife Brandy, my dad Kevin, Championship Power Sports at home, best dealer around. Can't thank them enough. FXR, Hoosier, they've stepped up big time. Them Hoosier tires are hooking up awesome on the starts every moto. Everybody else, I get brain farted up here, man, every time. But thank you to everybody. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you in Moto 3. We'll give you another shot at the podium. There it is, Brock Peterson taking third. And last but not least here on the podium, let's talk to our third. Peterson takes second. I want to talk to third place, which is Woscob. And what an effort to keep himself in title contention. I'm looking for the number 19 to come on up because he was 9th about halfway through this moto, and he worked his way all the way up to third, looking for third place. There it is. Alex Woscob was second in Moto number 1, and we had him way back in Moto 2, but he came all the way back to grab third place. It's here for Alex Woscob. Man, I had you 9th, like something like that, halfway through the moto, and somehow you dug out a podium. You didn't give up. What put you back there in the first place?
Not sure. A lot of the gate picks were pretty bad. They had big holes on them, but like you said, all of them were like that. So I think that I didn't compensate for that and came out maybe like 20th or something and fought my ass off to get back up.
Oh, yeah. Keeps you in title contention, right?
That's right.
There you go. All right, who do you want to thank?
Most importantly, my wife, Shane Durham with PR2 Suspension. He's been putting my bike on the stand for me after my podium results and stuff. So also I'd like to thank AM Gear, Moto Sport, and Oakley Goggles. They actually hooked me up. I lost a pair during my other moto, and they gave me a brand new set. So kudos to them. That's awesome for them supporting the riders like that.
All right, there it is, everybody. Keeping himself in contention, Alex Woscob.